Hi, I'm Bill. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed when you're stressed at work, your body reacts? Your shoulders tighten, your jaw clenches, maybe your stomach gets upset. Or when you're anxious about something, your heart races, your palms sweat, your breathing gets shallow. You know this connection exists. Stress affects the body. Anxiety affects the body. Everyone knows that. But here's what most people get wrong. They think that it only goes in one direction. Your mind affects your body. What they don't realize is it goes in both directions. Your body affects your mind just as powerfully. And when you understand this, really understand it, everything will change. Let me show you what I mean. For years, I dealt with something really confusing. At work, I could handle pressure just fine. I could manage stress. I could perform when it mattered. But in the intimate moments, everything changed. I'd feel my body respond before my mind even registered what was happening. My chest would tighten. My breathing would get shallow. My muscles would tense. And then my mind would follow. Something's wrong. I need to be careful. This isn't safe. I thought my mind was warning me about a real threat, but there wasn't any threat. My body was reacting to stress, and my mind was interpreting these signals and creating a story to match. That's the mind-body connection that most people don't understand. It's not just that your thoughts affect your body, it's that your body's state affects what your mind thinks is happening. Let me explain what's actually going on. Your brain is constantly monitoring signals from your body, your heart rate, your breathing pattern, your muscle tension, your hormone levels, your nervous system state. And based on those signals, your brain creates a story about what's happening. Here's an example. Let's say your heart rate increases. Your brain says, "Why is my heart racing?" Well, if you've just finished exercising, your brain says, "Oh, I've been working out. That's normal." But if you're sitting in a meeting and your heart rate increases, your brain says, "Something's wrong. There must be a threat." Same physical signal, different interpretations, based entirely on context. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your brain doesn't always interpret those signals correctly. Sometimes your body is in a stress state because of something physical. Poor posture, shallow breathing, lack of sleep, too much caffeine, dehydration. And your brain interprets this as there must be danger. I need to be on alert. So you start feeling anxious. Not because anything is actually wrong, but because your body sent stress signals and your brain created a threat story to match. This is the mind-body loop. Your body affects your mind, and your mind affects your body, and they feed off of each other. If your body is in a stress state, your mind interprets the world as threatening. If your mind interprets the world as a threat, your body shifts into protection mode, and the loop just continues. I see this all the time with men who perform well in most areas of their life, but they struggle in intimate moments. They think it starts in their head. I'm anxious about intimacy, so my body isn't responding. But often it's the other way around. Their body is in a chronic stress state, maybe from shallow breathing, from poor posture, maybe from lack of sleep, or from constant tension. And when they're in an intimate moment, their mind is interpreting these body signals as something's wrong. I can't relax. I can't let go. So they try to fix their thoughts. They try positive thinking. They try convincing themselves that they can relax. They try to just stop worrying. But it doesn't work because the problem isn't starting in their minds, it's starting in their bodies. Their nervous system is stuck in a stress state. And as long as their body is sending stress signals, the mind will keep interpreting the situation as threatening. This is why people can logically know that something is safe, but still feel anxious. Your mind knows there's no real threat, but your body is in a fight or flight mode, sending signals that say danger, and your brain believes your body over logic. So, what do? You work on both sides of the loop, not just your mind and not just the body, both of them. Here's what that looks like. On the body side, you regulate your nervous system. Deep breathing, that sends signals of safety to your brain. Posture that opens your chest and allows full breathing. That's a movement that releases chronic tension. Sleep and recovery that let your system reset. Now, these aren't just nice to have. These are signals to your brain that says you're safe. You can relax. You can let go. Now, on your mind side, you have to learn to recognize when your brain is creating a threat story based on your body signals. My heart is racing, but that doesn't mean something is wrong. My breathing is shallow, but I can change that right now. My muscles are tense, but that's just a habit, not a danger signal. You don't fight the thoughts. You recognize where they're coming from. My body's in stress mode. That's why my mind is interpreting everything as a threat. I can shift my body's state, and my mind, it will follow. When I finally understood this, then things can change. I stopped trying to think my way out of anxiety. I started working with my body first. Breathing exercise, posture correction, releasing chronic tension. And my body shifted out of chronic stress mode, and my mind stopped creating threat stories. Not because I convinced myself that everything was fine, but because my body stopped sending danger signals. This is what most people get wrong about the mind-body connection. They think, control your thoughts and your body will follow. But it's just as true, maybe even more true, that change your body's state and your thoughts will follow. Okay, here's what you can start doing today. Notice when you're in a stress state, not just mentally, physically. Are your shoulders up near your ears? Is your breathing shallow? Is your jaw clenched? Is your chest tight? Those are all signals your body is sending to your brain that say, be alert, there's danger somewhere, and your brain believes them. So change the signals. Drop your shoulders down. Take 3 or 4 deep breaths all the way into your belly. Unclench your jaw. Open your chest. You're not just relaxing, You're changing the information that your body is sending to your brain. And when your brain receives different signals, guess what? It creates a different story. Oh, I'm safe. I can let go. I can be present. That's not just theory, that's how your nervous system actually works. Mind and body are not separate. They're constantly communicating. And when you learn to work with both sides of that conversation, you stop fighting yourself. Okay, let me bring this all together. The mind-body connection doesn't just go in one direction. Your thoughts affect your body, but your body also affects your thoughts. If you want to change how you feel, work with both of them. Change your body state and change the signals it sends to your brain, and then watch how your mind follows. Now, this is just one piece of understanding how your nervous system works and how to work with it instead of fighting it. In my full program, I teach specific breathing techniques that shift your nervous system state. I teach posture practices that signal safety to your brain. I teach how to recognize when your body is driving your thoughts. I teach physical practices that break the stress loop. It's a complete system for regulating both mind and body. And the link for the program is in the description below. Hey, if this video helped you see the mind-body connection a little differently, click subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. In some of the future videos, I'll cover specific techniques for working with your nervous system and how small physical changes can create big mental shifts. I'll see you there.